Hi there. Welcome back to another week of Signature Self. I am super excited today to share with you my guest. But I have a question for you. Do you think that your signature style, your personal signature style, and your business brand can go together? I have a guest for you today that we're going to talk about that very thing. And I know you're going to want to catch everything that she shares. So come back. We'll be back in just a moment. All right. So today I am bringing to you Amanda Goff, who is the owner of the Visual Brand Style. She helps people show up in their brand and create a brand that is attracting their ideal clients and all kinds of great stuff. I don't want to give it all away because I know she's going to share it as well. But she is a very dear friend of mine and is extremely knowledgeable in this industry. So you are going to want to make sure that you grab something to drink and pay attention to what she's saying and make sure that you are taking copious notes. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on Amanda Goff. Here we go. Yay!
Hello.
Oh, Amanda, thanks for joining me today. I'm super excited to share your information.
Thanks for having me. This is so much fun to, I think, kind of be back into, guesting here and there. So I'm so grateful to be part of your program.
Yay. Well, let's dive right in. We are kind of experimenting a little bit today, really. We are doing a collaboration, which I don't know. I guess we probably shouldn't share yet, but maybe we should.
We can share a little bit because curiosity is always great.
Yes. So we're actually doing, you actually came up with the perfect name for it. Do you have it nearby you? If not, I have it in my notebook.
Okay.
Let me just put you on the spot here while we're at it. So I do have it. It's unlock the signature you.
Okay.
And the U though
and
is
you standing for
Y-O-U. Go ahead.
Or what did we say?
Your own unique brand. Sorry,
I'm
putting
brand.
you all.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. My brain had to remember, was that the acronym? No, totally fine. Yeah, your own unique brand. And that's really claiming something that's you. That's, putting yourself into your brand and your business. Or if it's a personal brand, a lot of people are creating personal brands, and rightfully so, because they are wanting to explore, maybe their art, they have a talent they want to expand on, or they're like to write or sing, or, I don't know, speak. So there's a lot of that.
I love it. Well, and we've got some amazing ladies watching. Of course, I'm pretty sure this is Coco, even though it doesn't tell us. And she says that you are brilliant. And I love it. And of course, we've got Don Renee. Yay. Love it. Love it. So please do make sure, ladies, that yes, say hello. We'd love to hear any questions that you have as we go. Any comments. We really do appreciate those. So, okay, so let's dive right in.
Yes.
So in Signature Self, we talk about discover you, dump the junk, and design your ideal life. And this is the portion where I wanted to start talking about kind of putting together your signature look. It reminds me of Elle Woods in Legally Blonde when they're like, I can't believe you're completely ignoring your signature color. One of my favorite lines. Yes.
Right.
But it's so true, because there is something to how we communicate about ourselves in the colors that we wear and the things that we put on, and the, even the things we surround ourselves with in our home.
Yeah.
And so that is really important personally, but I love taking it to the brand side and how those meld together. So can you share, let's start with what you do, and then we can kind of go further in.
Yeah, absolutely. So with my business, Silver Keys Media, I actually originally started my business really focusing on creating tools for visual storytelling through photography and videography. So that was my plan all along, and working with business owners and, within the world of brand. Well, comes to find out, a lot of my clients, when I would sit down and walk through and want to know, you know, the good questions you need to have that go into, an investment is, who is your ideal audience? You know, what, you know, what is your brand personality? Why are you doing what you do? So that, that could all be shaped and visually told. Many of them had no idea or were just really vague. And when you're making an investment in brand photography, or you're making an investment with video, it's exactly that. You want to make sure it's correct. And so that's partially why I created a couple different systems, one being Unlock Your Visual Brand. And right now I have Visual Brand Cultivator to help business owners really get that foundation, get that personality nailed down, claim their ideal audience and their ideal clients, and then they could tell their story visually with confidence, not just maybe. I mean, because how many of us have potentially seen a brand where what they're saying and how they're showing up is like maybe not quite right? Um,
Right.
But sometimes actually it's even subconscious. You think about brands, or maybe, unfortunately it often is more smaller or local businesses. But if you've seen something and it's just like, that's off, I don't know why, or you're just not attracted to it. Usually it's because there's some kind of thing that's not consistent. And that's where what you're talking about with like a signature color, um, a signature look, a signature font that they use. Those are all things that there is a science behind it. There's a psychology behind all of that. And if they're off, sometimes someone that might be a perfect fit to work with you won't even consider you because they're just, confused or turned off or whatever you want to call it, and they're going to go somewhere else. And
Yeah.
so that's what I love doing. That's what I love diving into with my clients before we ever get to the visual storytelling.
Yeah.
Let's get this piece just locked in so that you can show up in confidence. And it's even here in our little box when we're showing up on Zoom or we're showing up on a call. That's where, yeah, you can step into your signature color, step into your signature style, and rock that look and that color, because it's telling a story, whether you realize it or not.
Yeah, I love that, because I think, these days we do share, and I do think it's true that we are our brand, where especially as business owners, we might not want to be that. It's
Yeah.
true. You just can't get away from it. We're way too connected these days to, you can't disconnect them. It's, people see you, they see your business, they see, your brand.
Mhm.
So I think it's really key. And I think what I love about what you're saying too is that discover you process is so similar to what you're saying. They really
Yeah.
are, you know, I think of it in terms of, when I was a stylist, what I learned was as I was listening to women communicate to me how they felt about themselves, it was very clear in the clothing that they chose and the colors that they were allowing themselves to wear that they weren't feeling confident. And quite frankly, they didn't know who they were really.
Yeah.
So I love that, because even in your personal life, getting to know who you are, who your brand is, or you even like to say ideal audience, we think that doesn't necessarily matter in life, but actually it does. It kind of comes down to that knowing who your people are, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I personally am someone who likes people who like to have fun, like to maybe drink a little from time to time, you know, want to play games, want to go dance. You know, I love people who are real and like to go deep and not just have surface conversations, but will also talk with me about chin hairs. I mean,
they'll be like, Mariah.
Yeah. Real women stuff. Yeah. So I think knowing who you are and knowing your ideal audience is applicable in both.
It is. And for me, what I find often is there's a couple things at play there. And that's where absolutely one of the first things in developing your signature brand direction and personality is you do need to identify and really embrace and give yourself permission. I think it comes down to giving yourself permission to being who you are. So many times we self edit, or so many times we are often listening to like all these voices potentially. And I don't want to get into like counseling or anything like that, but some of it kind of almost is that mindset shift to say, okay, I am who I am. And it's okay to be who I am. And if you are for a business owner, or if you're a speaker, that you know, even if you do it more on a community basis, you know, you enjoy giving back that way or whatever it is, that whatever those connections are, whatever those things that you want, it's okay to have that limitation and boundary. It's okay to not work or do everything for everyone, because it's often, you know, undermines or really pulls energy away from us. I was actually on a call today in a mastermind I'm part of, and one of the gals was talking about an organization that wanted her to like help. It's a nonprofit. They wanted her to come on and, you know, give her knowledge and help and contribute. And she was just struggling because it was a friend that asked. She kind of was okay with the nonprofit. Like it wasn't her favorite. It wasn't something she sought out. And she was just really struggling because she felt like, oh, I don't want to disappoint someone. No. Like that's what the mastermind we were coming up with the answer, like say no. Because if your heart is not in the audience that you're, you know, that's pulling at you and it's pulling your energy, if your heart's not there, then it's only going to cause grief in some regards.
Right.
And so being really, really honest with yourself, as in who your ideal people are, who your ideal connectors are, who you're the people, if you do have a business or are serving a community, who are they? Just being honest and claiming it and giving yourself permission for that is the first step. Yeah. Then you can go on and start to really step into who you are, and you're going to connect the people and attract the people rather that connect with you because of who you are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so good. I mean, it's so true. Until you know yourself, it is, I really feel like if you don't know yourself well, your people picker can be really off.
Oh yeah.
You have that, we get into those patterns when we have low self-confidence. We don't know who we are. We're not really clear on our boundaries, our deal breakers, our non-negotiables, all the things we've talked about in Signature Self. If you're not clear on those, it's really easy to continue patterns of having friendships with toxic people who drain you, who don't add energy to you. And so I really feel it is vital to I like the ideal audience work even in your personal life, because you're going to gain confidence. You should have people around you who are going to fill you, who are even clients. Even clients can be fulfilling and bring you joy. And
they should.
Right. You should enjoy the work you do.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah, it is so vital. I love and I'm excited about this collaboration because I think these things need to be connected. And I think that this is going to be a catalyst for that. So it's very exciting.
I know. And what I love about it myself is that, we're both just bringing what we already are doing and just connecting and being able to feed off of each other's processes because they blend so well. And kind of going back to like you mentioned, your signature color, your signature this. When you land after doing the work in a space where you are confidently showing up, like you've done all the work to then be able to do what I call the fun stuff, which is the visual stuff, choosing the colors and then figuring out, maybe working with the stylist, or if you are working to create a brand and you need a new logo. Those are the fun things, right? Those are the creative things that even if we're not creative, we get to see the results because it's there and have fun with it. That's where I think this all can really help boost your confidence. And when you arrive to that space, then you can just step into it and then make impact and have a great amount of impact on your community, whatever that is defined as.
Yeah, I agree. I think I actually, Dawn Renee's been on here and she's such a great example. She has over the years been working on her little Dash a Diva. We've had a lot of conversations. There's been some amazing, you have mentored her in photography and it has been this beautiful, I think, just relationship. And I think it really shows, how you can become confidently connected when you truly have your signature self, your signature brand, and you bring that together. We're getting to watch her now do all these fun and amazing things that is just so exciting. She's being her vibrant, full self. She's, really going all for it. And I look at her and I think, yes, that is exactly what we're talking about is able to do, so that you can be confidently connected in your community. Wow. I really was able to pull those C's out for that.
I love the alliteration because it sticks to you.
But it's true. That is exactly the example of what those can do and the power that has. Yeah. And you call that your awesome sauce.
I do. It is your awesome sauce. And that's where, definitely the awesome sauce, you can dive into that a little bit more, in the sense that how I define it is you look at everything about who you are. It's the good, what we view or perceive as the bad, maybe even some of the ugly stuff that we might have gone through or experienced, and the amazing things. And all of that comes together. And that's where kind of that brand personality, we do some of that discovery of, definitely in our program, we'll be doing that in our collective program, of identifying that it all comes together. All of those ingredients that make up who we are make us the awesome people that we are. It gives us our awesome sauce. And that's where I was like saying we're giving ourselves permission, because if you can change your mindset to say, okay, I've been through some really difficult things, or okay, I've had this obstacle, but I've also had this, and I also bring this skill, and I've also had this experience. And you view them not as individual things or as a timeline. It's nope, they're all in one bottle. And when you mix them together, it's no different than any other, amazing sauce. You've got some sweet, and you've got some spicy, and you've got some salty, and you've got, a little bit of pepper, whatever it is, it all plays together. Individually, if you eat a habanero, it might not be a great experience.
Right.
But if you have that habanero in like a mango chutney, you're experiencing it in a different way that's more like, oh, okay, it's a little spicy, or it's a bit spicy, but it's enjoyable, and it's, gives flavor and pulls flavor out of things that you're adding it to. So, and that's what I view awesome sauce is it's all of those things put into one. And that's what makes you who you are. And that's what gives you the permission to be who you are. And then you can show up, and you can show up for the people that you want to impact.
And I think from there too, that's where you start to really learn your superpowers too. Because once you're fully living in your awesome sauce and you are fully accepting it, that's when you can start to say, yeah, like for me, it was me discovering who I am, going through my whole journey, all of that, which is why I'm so passionate about this journey, that helped me to see, like, I bring the fun. Like, and own that. Like, that's just a part of who I am. And I also know that things like, I'm really good at helping energy in a room. I'm good at curating the right energy, which is why I enjoy emceeing, right? So what are some superpowers you've pulled up from knowing your awesome sauce?
Yeah. So one superpower I have is organization. And part of that is having had some really disorganized experiences in my life growing up, and kind of being fractured in some of, just my childhood and upbringing really forced me to crave like organization. And there was a point where sometimes that, have to have boundaries with not having it be perfect. But because I'm also a high creative, that paired together like as a superpower, because I can take something that like people want to have happen. And most of the time, if you know any creatives in your life, sometimes things take a long time, or they never happen. Or, I mean, believe me, that half of me still has, 5 things on a shelf that's never probably will see the light of day, but I go back to it and play with it a little bit and then put it away. But when it comes to something that, okay, this is what we want to get done, we've got a deadline, we've got, a focus, I can help make that happen because I'll put the organization to it. I'll put the systems to it. And to me, that's become a superpower. I used to think it was controlling. And while there's maybe a little bit of truth there, I don't think that that's a bad thing in the sense of having someone be that kind of driver behind a process or a project. So that's definitely a superpower that I've pulled from, some not so great experiences in order to like shine and thrive and get things done.
Yeah. And I'm going to put the kibosh on that right now, though. If you're thinking, oh, maybe it's no. It's all good. I'm sure there's a dark side to it. I guess I should admit.
Oh
Of
yeah.
course, there is. There's always a dark side to our superpowers, but
Oh
your
yeah.
superpower is awesome.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's more just, well, I'll say the one side I have to be aware of is the self-sabotage of trying to be too perfect in something or too organized. Like, okay, sometimes you just have to let it happen and then organize behind it.
It's true. That's true.
And so it's, I think part of it too, when you step into identifying who you are and embracing it, it's also that audience, that group of people that you're bringing around you in your personal life is looking for people to help keep you, like you said, the chin hair thing, like, or keep you accountable. They're willing to help keep you on track to not having superpowers that take over. That like, okay, let's redirect.
Yeah. I mean, it's true because even mine, bringing the fun can be too much for some people. So knowing when to like, okay, we can hone it in a little bit.
We've got to get stuff done, Mariah. We can't have fun all day.
That's right. So it's good. And that's, my boss would say the uniqueness of in us all strengthens us. And I love that quote because it is,
I love it.
So true.
It really is.
Awesome. Well, I think, if you guys are looking for someone to work with on, your branding, can you share with us kind of what projects you're working on right now? I don't want to actually say the wrong thing because I'm like, wait a minute. I know you are actually doing some huge, amazing things. So I don't even know if you're even taking clients right now. So I should make sure that I ask you, how can people work with you right now? Yeah. Let's go there.
That is a great question. I appreciate that. So one thing that I have right now that I'm opening up a little more readily is my visual brand cultivator group. It's a monthly membership, and really what we do is we dig in and cultivate the brand together and do it on a weekly basis. So we meet 4 times a month. So that fifth one is just kind of a bonus that you get off, I guess. But we do a little bit of mastermind, a little bit of Q&A on 2 of the calls. One is a co-working, because I highly believe in having space to organize, to prepare. And we do that actually the first Tuesday. So it's Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that first Tuesday is let's set the tone. Let's put some goals down. Let's get a little work done. Focus our brains. And then the second, fourth is our group call. And then we have a training on the third Tuesday of the month. So that is a monthly program. Everyone has access to the recorded calls and all the previous lessons. So it really is kind of somewhat DIY, but also let's hold each other's hand and walk through the process.
Yeah, I definitely I will just give a little shout out. I love the work time. Having a presence there, even if we don't talk and we're just working, I love that. I get a lot done.
Yep. I know. And that's really what, it's almost more of an accountability group towards goals in our brands and business. And then the other program I am rolling out around brand is the Visual Brand Accelerator. And so that is for that business owner that is either, oh my goodness, I need to get things in step so that I truly have the right message and have clarity, or it could be a rebrand or brand new brand, like whatever that is. It is a 3-month program where we will go from start to finish to really dive in, get everything put into place and identified so that at the end you have your brand guide, which is all the words, all the things, including your brand voice and your brand personality, and also your visual guide. So that is your colors, your font, how like a mood board in how you want to show up and what really visually tells your story. And then the third part of that is a strategy. So like a visual brand strategy in how to show up and how to use all of that. And I am launching that in June, which I know is a weird time, but sometimes June is a good time for us to all say, okay, it's summer. And, sometimes that's a quiet space. Might be busy for family, but it's a quieter space for work, or it's just, I don't know. I love summer. So to me, like growing something in the summer or developing something in the summertime is kind of fun. So
agreed. Okay.
so
Well,
that's something. Yeah.
I will put you on the spot a little further. I've just
Yeah.
been doing that all night. So why not continue?
Why not?
Why not? I would love, is it okay to share about your Canva walkthrough?
Oh, yes. Yes. Sorry.
Okay, good. Oof, I was like,
Yes, please. Because I
okay.
forgot.
Yay, please. Because I think so many people need that.
Yes. The Canva walkthrough. Do you want me to talk about that one?
Yes, please do.
Okay. So that is, let me just pull my calendar up and make sure I'm saying the right thing here.
Okay, while you look that up, I'm going to share. I did Amanda's Canva walkthrough the first time I think it was the first time you did it. Yeah. And I actually told Amanda, I said, Amanda, next time I need to learn about something that badly, like she kept telling me over the years. And I was like, oh yeah, okay. I'm like, just come up to me, smack me and say, you need to listen. You need to pay attention. So I'm going to tell you guys right now the same thing, to consider this your smack. You need to pay attention to this class. Guys, Canva is changing the world and Amanda's going to walk us through it. So pay attention, please.
Yes. So what this will be is to participate on the 25th, 26th, 27th, and 28th. It'll be at 4, I think I'm moving it to 4:30 p.m. Pacific, not a.m. Pacific Standard Time. 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Trying to bridge the gap so that it's not too late for East Coast, but it's not, too early for West Coast. It'll be 1 hour. So it's 4 1-hour segments those days. And it'll be a training for the first 45 minutes and then a Q&A. And so those that get in on this get to be part of that. They get to participate in the Q&A and ask questions. There's a workbook, and it is a high overview walkthrough. So this is for those that maybe you've tossed around using Canva and you're like, eek, I don't want to learn something new. Or you've gone into it and you're like, yeah, I kind of use it. I kind of don't. I don't know. This will break it into pieces so that you understand not only what it can do, but also how to organize it a little bit and streamline it so that you can leverage the basics. But there's so much more. So my goal is then I will continue on and do some series over the next couple months of diving deeper into how to use it just for images, how to use it just for video, and then how to use it for scheduling content, specifically also using their AI, which is insane. And I know everyone's got the AI bug, but it is a big thing. It's something that's a game changer in speeding up either your time, or if you have like an assistant or something that's going to handle work for you, it'll help leverage that, get it done faster, get it out there,
Yeah.
So that's going to be live, and then all of the recorded calls will be available as well. And I will get you a link here, Mariah, so you can share that.
Sounds good. I know I've been bugging her about this for a while. But I love it because it is so good. And I have people that I know need this. And so I'm like, come on, let's get it. Yes. Because I don't want to teach it. That's really what it is. I don't want to teach it. And Amanda is so good at it. It is just, yes, I cannot recommend it enough. So, well, thank you so much for joining me today, Amanda. Yes. This was awesome. I am so excited about our collaboration, and we're pretty sure we're going to come out with something after we have our official launch of it. So you guys should definitely stay tuned. You can see how it's going to meld beautifully together for your signature self, your signature brand, and gaining confidence.
Yes.
So, yay. Dawn Renee has been on here this whole time. Thank you for all your wonderful comments. We love you. I know Coco was on. I think we've had a few people in and out, and we appreciate you guys. So, yes. Amanda, any last thoughts before we wrap up?
Last thoughts. So last thoughts when it comes to personal brand and signature self. And that really is that your story and your experiences are valuable. And as much as you want to say that they are not, the people around you and those in your your sphere, your community want to connect with you, want to know you better. Mm-hmm. So don't hold back that gift. It is truly a gift to share who you are with those around you.
So good. So good. Awesome. All right, ladies. Well, till next week, I thank Amanda again for being a guest. We'll get you guys all the links so that you have them. We'll be sharing the information. So make sure that you stay tuned. Get in on that Canva class.
Yeah.
And we will see you next week. Have a fantastic rest of your evening. Bye. Bye.